Game 2 between Carson-Newman and Concord here on the Eagles Sports Network. Ryan Wilkes with you, taking you through all your coverage here this afternoon. The Eagles look to build on what was a little bit of a slow start, but certainly turned it on late. 17 unanswered runs for the Lady Eagles to win 18-5. And looking to do the same here in Game 2. It'll be the freshman Lorelei Spradlin to get the start for the Lady Eagles. Her first start in an Eagle uniform in her freshman season, deals a first pitch to Christy McCord for a called strike in the count, 0-1. Beautiful day here on Mossy Creek. The Eagles look to finish the weekend 3-0. Concord 0-2, looking for their first win of the 2025 campaign. Second pitch from Spradlin is outside in the count. A ball and a strike. Spradlin, the true freshman out of Blacksburg, Virginia. The righty deals a 1-1. McCourt slaps it foul into the Concord dugout. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Spradlin, the lanky righty, standing at 5'9", graduate of Blacksburg High School, joined here by her high school teammate Katie Mathena, who's returning from injury, and also played against Radford's Addie Saunders. As a 1-2 home from Spradlin, a called strike 3. The first collegiate punch out for Lorelei Spradlin to lead off this game, and there's one down. Gets McCord looking at backwards K for Spradlin. And there's one down for Blake Jamerson. Righty Spradlin delivers. This one lifted to center. Cameron takes a couple steps back and makes the play on the run for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Spradlin, and her first 2 batters faced for the Eagles. 2 down, bases empty for Courtney Raines. Same defensive alignment for the Eagles outside of Spradlin. You got Lucera at first, Martin at second as Raines takes a first pitch high for ball 1. Dies at short, Bailey at third in the outfield. It's Brooks in left, Cameron in center, and Anderson in right field. It's 1-0 home to Raines, is lifted deep to center. Cameron racing back the track, and she makes a play against the wall. 3 up, 3 down, including a strikeout for Lorelei Spradlin in her first Carson-Newman inning. And the Mountain Lions go 1-2-3 in the first. We head to the bottom half, the first no score here on the Eagle Sports Network. Back on the Eagle Sports Network, bottom of the first, the Lady Eagles come to the plate. Same order as Game 1, facing off against Reagan Hintz, who pitched 2 innings yesterday. Flawless first inning, the 7th inning gave her some trouble, which Kentucky State rattled off 9 hits, and 7 runs off of Hintz. As Sienna Cameron will lead things off for Carson-Newman here in Game 2. Cameron stands in from the left side. Hintz delivers a first pitch to the at-bat to Cameron. It's low and away for ball 1. Sienna Cameron already making an impact here in her first couple games back from injury, hitting .429 through 2 games. As Hintz takes a peek at her wrist, gets a call behind the plate, and delivers home the second pitch. It's fouled back. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Hintz, the freshman out of Melfa, Virginia, graduated in Nandua High School. Also will play some outfield for the Mountain Lions here in her first season. This count evens at 1-1 on Cameron. Dye and Bailey await as we go 1, 2, 3 in the Carson-Newman order here in the first. A 1-1 home to Cameron. Slap left side to third. McCord scoops. Throw to first is in time for the first out. Nice play at the hot corner for Christy McCord. And she gets the put out to first base. And Kendall Morgan. Hayden Dye steps in with one away. Nobody aboard for the Eagles here in the home half of the first inning. As Dye awaits the first pitch of the at-bat. It's low for ball one. Nice day for Hayden Dye in game one. She had 3 singles. One resulted in 2 RBIs and a 3-for-4 first game for the senior out of Knoxville. Counts a ball and no strikes in her as Hintz wheels and delivers. Dye watches it for ball 2. Hayden Dye preseason first team All-SAC selection. It's a first team All-Conference player last year after hitting .409 with 57 RBIs for Carson-Newman, right behind teammate Macaulay Bailey, who's tied for first in RBIs in the SAC. The 2-0 is inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Hayden Dye with Macaulay Bailey awaiting on deck. Santana Anderson in the hole for the Eagles. There's a 3-0 pitch home to Dye. A called strike in the count, 3-1. With the win in game one, Carson-Newman now on a 7-game winning streak against the Concord Mountain Lions. Carson-Newman now leads the all-time series 12-4. 3-1 the count to Hayden Dye as Hintz delivers. Dye watches it inside, ball 4. First base runner here in game 2 for Carson-Newman as Hayden Dye is aboard yet again. And Macaulay Bailey will step up with one down. If you missed it in game 1, Bailey crushed her 31st career home run, which ties her for 3rd all-time on the Carson-Newman home run leaders. She's well within reach of climbing the leaderboard even more here this season as Dye stands on first. Bailey awaits the first pitch from Hintz, and she watches it high and away for ball 1. Ball and no strikes to the third baseman Hayden Dye with Santana Anderson and Brooklyn Lucero waiting on deck and in the hole. 1-0 pitch home from Hintz is low in the turf. Ball 2. Time called as Courtney Raines, the leader of the Concord infield, calls everybody in to have a quick chat with Reagan Hintz. While they chat, let's take a look around the South Atlantic Conference. Also, Carson-Newman baseball just getting underway over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Take on King in game 3 of 3. Talked about this earlier, but one shocking result between Emory and Henry and Lees McRae, 32-1 in Harrogate. Lincoln Memorial also takes down Lees McRae 11-1 in 5 innings. Lenore Ryan is 0-3 so far this year. They look to recover here this afternoon. As the visit concludes, Hintz ready to go. Deals a 2-0 home to Macaulay Bailey. She watches it low and away. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Back-to-back 3-0 counts for Reagan Hintz. She looks to work back into it. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 away with Hayden Dye standing aboard first. 3-0 pitch home to Bailey. She takes all the way. It's inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Puts runners on first and second for the dangerous cleanup hitter Santana Anderson. Anderson again, the transfer from Limestone. As we're going to see a circle visit early. Talking a little bit about Anderson. She's really crushed some softballs this weekend. 2 singles in game 1, 2 of the hardest hit balls we've seen today. Also had a rope yesterday. You saw a little bit of what Santana Anderson can offer in the outfield with her arm. A rope to third, which really had no business even being a play at third base, but almost got the runner tagging from second to third. And head coach Michael Grace has really talked about what Anderson can supply to this Eagles lineup, fitting really seamlessly into the order right between Macaulay Bailey and Brooklyn Lucero. She's really impressed so far in many regards, hitting .500 through the first 2 games. 3 hits. She has an RBI. She scored 4 runs in 6 at-bats as she'll stand in. The visit concludes with Reagan Hintz. Do see a little action for Concord. Getting some arms warmed up as the first pitch home to Anderson is watched high for ball 1. First and second for the Eagles, back-to-back walks. Bailey and Dye both reach on a free pass. As Hintz peeks at her wrist, ready to deal the 1-0 pitch to Santana Anderson. It's outside in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The Eagles will be back in action Wednesday. Lee comes to town for 2 games, 1 and 3 o'clock. First pitches between the Eagles and the Lee Flames here at the Vic. Before heading to Johnson City over the weekend, the 1-0 pitch home to Anderson is fouled back. And the count moves a ball and a strike. 18 runs on 17 hits for the Eagles in the first game. A little bit of a slow start, as I mentioned. A 4-0 deficit, got 1 back. But then Concord pushed the lead back to 5. Since that point, the Eagles rattled off 17 unanswered to win that game 18-5. 1-1 the count to Anderson. It's low, ball 2. No hits for either side yet, but the Eagles with 2 base runners here in the home half of the first. That's a 2-1 pitch home to Anderson is high. So that was ball 4. He had a 2-1 count. It was a 3-1 count. Santana Anderson. And 3 consecutive walks load the bases for Brooklyn Lucero. Lucero, a productive first game as well. She had 2 hits in RBI. She is 3 for 4 so far through the first 2 games of the 2025 campaign. She's walked 3 times as she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Ball and no strikes to the right-handed slugging Lucero, who really coming on at the end of the year has earned herself a preseason second-team All-SAC selection. The 1-0 home from Hintz is grounded left side through the diving stab of Lacey Lewis. Dye scores. Bailey rounds third. She will score. Anderson goes first to third. Lucero trying for second. She's tagged out. But a 2 RBI single. And Lucero cut down at second for the first out. Nonetheless, Bailey and Dye come in to score. Carson-Newman leads 2-0 off another knock for Brooklyn Lucero. Scorching hot to start the year. She's 4 for 5. To start her 2025 season. Anderson goes first to third as Morris takes inside for ball 1. Winter Morris, the Food City player of the game in game 1, had a grand slam and also an RBI double. 5 ribbies in that first game for Winter Morris as she dribbles this one back up the middle. Lacey Lewis scoops up, throw to first in time. Round number 3. So Morris grounds out, but Carson-Newman does get 2 on the Lucero 2 RBI single, and Carson-Newman leads 2-0 after 1. We'll be back at the top of the second inning here on the Eagle Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The number 1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopcneagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopcneagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopCneagles.com.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, Lorelei Spradlin back out for her second inning of work. Really productive first frame. She struck out 1 and forced some soft contact and recorded in 2 outs. 1 hit pretty hard to center field, but handled by Sienna Cameron in dead center. as Lacey Lewis will lead things off. Against the righty Spradlin, first pitch is low and in for ball one. Productive first inning for the Eagles, scoring first for the first time today. 2 RBI knock for Brooklyn Lucero to make it a 2-0 ball game. Spradlin delivers a strike on the inner half of the plate, and the count evens at 1-1. Good start for Carson-Newman here in Game 2. Trailed 4-0 after the first in Game 1. Obviously recovered from that point, but could get on the board first here in Game 2 as Spradlin delivers another strike. The count moves 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody aboard for Concord here in the top of the second. This one's fouled back by Lewis. She stays alive. As count remains 1-2. Lewis made an impact early in Game 1, a 3-run home run, which made the Concord lead. 4 runs in the first. Out of 2 singles after that, 3 for 3 day for her so far. She pops this one out of play onto the hill, overlooking the Vic, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Spradlin looks home, wheels and delivers. The 1-2 that just misses off the plate, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spradlin mere centimeters away from her second strikeout, but she'll ready to deal the 2-2 to Lewis. 2-2 pitch home. It's popped high in the sky left side. Bailey gives it a look, but it'll sneak into the Concord dugout as the count remains 2-2. Nothing doing so far for the Concord offense. A flawless first inning for Lorelei Spradlin. The freshman getting her first work of the season for Carson-Newman. We've seen 3 pitchers this weekend for the Eagles. Sierra Rogers, the great performance yesterday. Didn't necessarily have it today, but Riley Sykes picked it right up as this one is popped high behind the plate, giving chase Lucero in foul ground. She makes the play right in front of Carson-Newman's dugout, and there's 1 down. It was Rogers who went 3 yesterday. Actually, we've seen 4 pitchers, including Lexi Lacey, who finished out the final 2 innings of the run rule victory against Kentucky State. Then it was Rogers to get the start today. She recorded an out before Riley Sykes came in and finished that one off. She was excellent. Spradlin delivers the first pitch home to Morgan. It's outside for ball 1. 1 out here, nobody aboard for Concord. Spradlin fires home. Big swing and a miss, and the count evens at 1-1. Talking a little bit about Riley Sykes there in the first game this afternoon. She was stellar. As Spradlin delivers a 1-1 home. This one is lined to right. Anderson on the run makes the grab for the second out. Great play by Santana Anderson and right. As there's 2 down for Spradlin and the Carson-Newman defense here in the top of the second inning. Alina Giles stands in from the right side with 2 down, nobody aboard for Concord's left fielder. As Spradlin fires home, a first pitch strike on the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Riley Sykes 4 2/3 in Game 1. 1/3 of an inning away from a complete 5-inning game. She struck out 6, allowed 7 hits as this one is off the handle of the bat. Anderson charging in, but it'll be Martin coming from the second base hole to make the play. 2 scoreless innings for Lorelei Spradlin, and Carson-Newman's lead is 2-0 as we head to the home half of the second here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tri-Light is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Light. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilight.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Back at the Vic, home half of inning number 2. Carson-Newman leads 2-0 off Brooklyn Lucero's 2 RBI single, the only hit so far for either side, as Kennedy Warder steps up to start the home half of the second. First pitch home is off the plate for ball 1. Reagan Hintz back out for the second inning to face off with Warder. The highlight of the weekend for her was that 3 RBI triple yesterday. She's added 2 more RBIs today as she smokes one left side, but it's foul. Michael Graves ducks over the third base bag, and the count evens at 1-1. Warder hitting .600 so far this weekend. She has 3 hits and 5 at-bats. That's doubled and tripled. Double coming in game 1, where she scored a pair. She steps back in, a ball and a strike, base is empty. As Reagan Hintz back out for her second inning of work. 1-1 pitch home. Warder fouls it back. The count's 1-2. First inning for Hintz, she allowed 1 hit, 2 earned runs came across. She walked 3 and faced 6 batters, this being her 7th, and Kennedy Warder. Righty stands back in. The 1-1 pitch home from Hintz. Just misses the inside corner, and the count moves 2 balls and a strike. Concord's defensive alignment remains primarily the same. Morgan at first. Raines at second. Lewis at short. McCord inserted at third. Jamerson in right. Gleason in center. Giles in left. And Schulter calling the signals behind the dish. Warder pops this one up the shallow infield. It's Morgan to come over, and she makes a grab for the first out. I'll bring in Abby Martin for her first at-bat here in game number 2. Martin hitting .250 this weekend. She scored 2 on 1 hit in 4 at-bats. She awaits the first pitch from Hintz. Lines this one to short. Lewis snags it off her shoelaces for the second out. Another hard hit ball by Abby Martin, but right to the shortstop Lewis. And I'll bring in Trinity Brooks with 2 away. 2 quick outs for Reagan Hintz and the Concord defense. Get the offense back to the plate, trailing by just 2. Here in the second, first pitch home to Brooks is swung on a miss for strike 1. Next pitch home to Brooks is in the turf. And the count is 1-1. Hintz wheels and delivers a 1-1 pitch home to Brooks. That catches the outer edge for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Reagan Hintz and Concord, who hopes for a scoreless bottom half of the second to get the offense back to the plate in the third. Trailing by just 2. Hintz wheels and delivers a 1-2. Brooks slaps it foul behind home plate. And the count remains 1-2. Here's the next 1-2 from the freshman Reagan Hintz. Brooks swings and misses. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Reagan Hintz, and the Concord defense will head to the third. The Eagles lead after 2. It's 2-0 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeAndEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at shopseeandeagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Back on the Eagles Sports Network, Carson-Newman leads 2-0 after 2. Lorelei Spradlin back out there. She's been impressive in her Eagle debut. The freshman threw 2 scoreless innings. She's back out for the third. As the Eagles, again, look to finish this weekend with a flawless 3-0 record. Pretty dominant so far. 8-0 yesterday against Kentucky State. 18-5 in Game 1 against Concord as Madison Hollis steps in and Spradlin pumps in a first pitch strike. And the count 0-1. Spradlin so far, 2 innings, 1 strikeout, no hits, no earned runs. She's faced 6 batters and tossed just 21 pitches through 2. The 0-1 is corkscrewed to right, and it's going to drop just foul as Hollis will head back to the box and face an 0-2 pitch from Lorelei Spradlin. Eagles have had a couple of those drop down the left field and right field line. Santana Anderson had one in Game 1 against Concord, and yesterday Mari Robbins had a base knocked down the left field line. Just barely found fair ground. That time Hollis not so lucky as the 0-2 misses outside, and the count is ball and 2 strikes. Just Hollis' second at bat here in her 2025 season. Playing the designated player role this afternoon for Concord, the junior out of McMinnville, Tennessee. She pops it up high towards Hayden Dye. Dye underneath it, makes a grab for the first out. 1 down for Lorelei Spradlin, the Carson-Newman defense here in the third. Talking to Michael Graves yesterday about this Concord team, one thing he really highlighted was even though they're a stolen base team, don't let them on base, they can't hurt you. So he's hoping to do that here in Game 2. No base runners yet for Concord. As Gleason stands in, check swing up high. Did she go? Yes, she did for strike 1. Schulter on deck. McCord in the hole. Spradlin approaching the end of the first trip through the Mountain Lion lineup. Next pitch to Gleason is high, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Base is empty, 1 away for Spradlin in this Carson-Newman defense, who across 2 games has only allowed 5 runs. Nothing yesterday, 5 in Game 1 against Concord, most of which coming early as the next pitch to Gleason catches the top of the zone. Strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. Lorelei Spradlin dealing to Morgan Gleason. That's 1-2. Catches the top of the zone, called strike 3. Second punch out for Lorelei Spradlin, and there's quickly 2 down. I'll bring in Kayla Schulter for her first at-bat here in Game 2 to round out this trip through the Concord lineup. As Spradlin delivers the first pitch up high. Schulter holds up in the count. Ball and no strikes. Lorelei Spradlin looking to go through the first trip through the Kentucky State order without allowing a base runner. And finish off the top of the third. Next pitch is a called strike, and the count is a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count with 2 down. At the top of the order, and McCord waiting on deck. Pitch home is chopped right side and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Base is empty. At the top of the order waiting on deck. Only 1 hit for either side so far. Is that Brooklyn Lucero 2 RBI single. Concord 0 for 8 so far. The Eagles just 1 of 6. The first 2 innings and some change. The 1-2 home is high. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch home from Spradlin just misses off the plate and low. And the count is 3-2. Eagles in the Mountain Line squared off last year. It was a 6-0 win for Carson-Newman in Game 1. Tighter game in Game 2, 9-7. So far today, the Eagles have controlled the Mountain Lions as a payoff pitch home from Spradlin is low, ball 4. That's the first base runner here of Game 2 for Concord as Schulter reaches on the walk. And we head back to the top for Christy McCord. McCord got her first hit for Concord here in her freshman season. Singled in the top half of the 5th. And gets the leadoff spot this afternoon. 1 for 3 so far in the season. First pitch home to her is high for ball 1. Schulter aboard first with 2 away. Spradlin looking for another scoreless frame and be her third. 2 2/3 for Spradlin. A walk, 2 strikeouts. No hits, no runs. As a 5'9" righty wheels and deals home to McCord. It's up and away. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. The left-handed slapping Christy McCord. Spradlin fires home the 2-0 pitch. It's slapped foul to left side. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Jamerson on deck, reins in the hole for the Mountain Lions, looking to keep this inning alive, trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the 3rd. Spradlin peeks over to the dugout, gets the call, the 2-1 pitch home. Low and outside, ball 3. Tying run at the plate for the Mountain Lions, looking to work another base runner here in the 3rd, still hitless. 2-out base runner awarded via the free pass, and now a 3-1 count for Christy McCord, the 3-1 pitch home. Paints the outer edge, calling strike 2. Scoreboard's full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schulter aboard first with 2 away for the Mountain Lions. Spradlin fires a payoff pitch home. It's slapped left side towards the Mountain Lion dugout and foul. Good fight by the freshman McCord to stay alive. Freshman against freshman here with 2 down. Another freshman and Blake Jamerson on deck, who's had a big hit yesterday but has been quiet since. 0 for 1 this afternoon. Top of the order, 1 through 4. Has struggled so far this afternoon. The next payoff home, slap left side past the diving glove of Bailey, but it's just foul to the left of the third base bag, and McCord will see one more from Lorelei Spradlin. Nice at-bat developing here between the 2 freshmen, Spradlin and McCord. McCord trying to work herself aboard. Nice day for her. The hit in Game 1, now a lengthy at-bat here in Game 2. The next 3-2 offering. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout for Spradlin and 3rd scoreless frame. Concord goes down scoreless despite having a 2-out base runner. And the Eagles maintain a 2-run lead through 2.5. It's 2-0 Eagles as we head to the home half of the 3rd here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Okay, let's see. I'm ready to do this. Carson-Newman. It's been around since 1851. Lots of flexible online programs. Wow. World-class accredited academics. A faith and learning environment with professors who really care about me. A top 10 best value school. Carson-Newman gives $48 million a year in financial aid. This is the perfect place. I'm in.
Eagles back to the plate in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 2-0 Carson-Newman. Only 1 hit between the 2 sides, and it's come from Brooklyn Lucero, 2 RBI single. Lorelei Spradlin through a scoreless 3 innings, yet to allow a hit for the Eagles. Really nice start for her in her freshman season. Through 2 innings of work. 3 innings, excuse me. Sienna Cameron back to the dish. Leading off for the Eagles, takes first pitch strike. And the count 0-1. The righty hints back in for her 3rd inning. Cameron slaps this one to left. Charging in is the left fielder Giles, and she makes a play on the run for the first out. Another hard hit ball by Sienna Cameron. Right to the left fielder Giles for out number 1. I'll bring in Hayden Dye. She walked, came around to score on the Lucero RBI single in her first plate appearance. Dye hitting .500 so far, 3 hits and 6 at-bats, 2 RBI. She scored 4 runs, walked twice as well. So first pitch home to her is low and inside for ball 1. Ball and no strikes, base is empty for Dye with 1 down. As a 1-0 pitch home is up and away. Ball 2. Dye, Bailey, and Anderson. And the next 3 to hit for Carson-Newman. All 3 of them walked, part of a 3-walk first inning for Reagan Hintz. She limited the damage, though. Only 2 runs for Carson-Newman as Dye takes up and in. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Hayden Dye. The dangerous Bailey awaiting, who's already homered today. 3-0 pitch home to Dye. She watches it on the inner half of the plate for a called strike. 3-1 the count with 1 away. As Hintz wheels and fires a 3-1. Dye ahead of it and grounds it left side and foul to the Concord dugout, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out to Carson-Newman's shortstop, Hayden Dye, who again has high expectations coming into this 2025 season. The preseason All-SAC first-teamer, 4.09 average last season, awaits a payoff pitch, a 3-2. She watches it high, ball 4, and Dye has walked for back-to-back times today. I'll bring in Macaulay Bailey. Last time around, 2, 3, 4, arguably the most dangerous part of the order. All 3 of them walked, and Brooklyn Lucero cashed 2 of them in on that 2 RBI single. This is one of the more dangerous parts of a lineup in the South Atlantic Conference. Bailey awaits the first pitch. It's low for ball 1. Count of ball and no strikes. 41 pitches for Reagan Hintz through 2 1/3. She's allowed 1 hit, 2 earned runs. 4 of her base runners that she's allowed have come off of walks. As she pitches a 1-0 to Bailey, she lifts this one deep to left, automatically knew it, and deposits it right near the field house. A 2-run home run from Macaulay Bailey, who's now firmly in 3rd place on the Carson-Newman all-time home run list. 4-0 Eagles as Dye scores on the 2-run blast from Macaulay Bailey. 2nd home run of the afternoon for her. Make that 32 home runs for Hayden Dye. For Macaulay Bailey, she moves ahead on the all-time home run list, firmly in 3rd place now, as she moves ahead of Mary Sheely, who hit 31 in her Carson-Newman career. Bailey also just 1 home run off 2nd place on the all-time list. Santana Anderson steps in with 1 away. It's a first pitch strike to her. She walked in her first plate appearance, reached 3rd. As Hintz ready to deal the 1-0 pitch to Anderson. She watches it low, ball 2. Brooklyn Lucero awaits on deck. Winter Morris in the hole. As the right-handed Anderson awaits the 1-0. The pitch home is high and in the count 2 balls and no strikes. 4-0 Eagles on just 2 hits. It was a Brooklyn Lucero 2 RBI single and the Macaulay Bailey 2-run home run that's produced the runs for the Eagles here so far. It's a 2-1, misses low and outside. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Santana Anderson. The bases are empty. And Reagan Hintz in danger of dealing another free pass to one of Carson-Newman's best hitters. The 3-1 is inside, ball 4. 2 walks now for Santana Anderson here in game 2. That'll bring Brooklyn Lucero back in the box. Lucero with 3 hits today between the 2 games. 2 of those hits have resulted in runs. An RBI single, 2 RBI single here in game 2. As she awaits the first pitch, it's fouled back, and the count 0-1. Anderson aboard first after the 1-out walk. Count 0-1 to a dangerous Brooklyn Lucero. Hitting .800 so far this season. She's 4 for 5 as she fouls it back in the count 0-2. Really productive weekend for the Eagle first baseman. 4 out of 5 with 3 walks and 2 RBIs here in game 2. The 0-2 pitch home hints to Lucero. She fouls it back once again and stays alive. Count remains 0-2. Winter Morris on deck. She's been excellent today. The Food City player of the game in game 1. 5 RBIs in the first game. She's 0 for 1 here in game 2. But will likely have a chance here in the home half of the third. The 0-2 pitch to Lucero. She clubs it out to right. Jamerson takes a couple steps back and makes the play for out number 2. So Lucero retired on a fly out to right field, and that will bring in Winter Morris with 2 down. Anderson stays put at first. And the Eagles have been efficient with their 2 hits in this one. 2 runs being scored on both hits. The 2 RBI single by Brooklyn Lucero and the 2-run home run for Macaulay Bailey as the first pitch home to Morris. Grounded back towards the circle, scooped up by Hint. She throws over to first in time for out number 3. But the Eagles do get 2 more. Macaulay Bailey homers for the second time today, now 3rd all-time on the Carson-Newman home run list. As we head to the 4th, it's 4-0 Carson-Newman here on the Eagle Sports Network.
There's something about a small community that unites us, whether it's cheering on our favorite team or the way we come together in a crisis. Small communities are made up of people with big hearts. We're dedicated to hard work and innovation through sunny days and stormy nights. AEC is always here, powering the people and the places that make our community a spectacular place to call home. AEC, power what matters most.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Back here on the Eagle Sports Network, Lorelei Spradlin back out for the 4th inning. 3 strong innings of no-hit ball for Lorelei Spradlin, the true freshman. She's been excellent through 3 innings. She's really silenced this Concord lineup, only allowing 1 base runner. She struck out 2. And got Christy McCord to strike out to strand a runner on first in the 3rd. 4-0 Eagles after Macaulay Bailey blasted 2-run home run as Jamerson steps in, takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Next pitch to Jamerson. She smokes it to right, but Anderson right there takes a couple steps in and makes the play for out number 1. That brings in Courtney Raines, who flew out to center on her first at-bat. She steps in for the second time here in game 2. Spradlin looks home, wheels and delivers a first pitch in the turf for ball one. Raines, again, one of Concord's more productive hitters, hit .353 a season ago en route to a second-team All-MEC selection. Spradlin delivers home. It's called strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Ball and a strike. The Mountain Lions second baseman, Courtney Raines. This one skipped in. Count moves 2 balls and a strike. Spradlin takes a look at her wrist, gets the call from the dugout, and fires home. This one lined towards left, but it's just foul past the third base bag. And the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away for the Eagle defense here in the top of the 4th inning. As Spradlin fires home, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout for Lorelei Spradlin, and there's 2 down. She continues to impress in her freshman debut. 4 strikeouts for Spradlin through 3 2/3. She's walked 1, yet to allow a hit in an excellent freshman debut performance as she faces off with Lacey Lewis with 2 down. Fires the first pitch high and away for ball 1. Talking to head coach Michael Graves, he was really excited about the potential of Spradlin coming into this 2025 season to bolster his pitching staff. We've seen a good bit from the Carson-Newman pitchers here this weekend as Lewis pops it up high behind the dish and out of play. A ball and a strike to Lacey Lewis, who homered in Game 1. It's been quiet here so far in Game 2. Fouled out to Brooklyn Lucero at first in her first at-bat. As Spradlin fires home the 1-1. This one skied high right back towards Lucero and foul ground, and she'll make the play for out number 3. 4 scoreless for Lorelei Spradlin, yet to allow a hit. 4 strikeouts through 4 innings for the freshman out of Blacksburg. Carson-Newman leads after 3.5. It's 4-0. We head to the bottom half of the 4th here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Sure, we've been around a while, 171 years to be exact. We know the power of a liberal arts-based Christian education and the tremendous potential of what can be found on this campus, within this community. We are adventurers, dreamers, believers, passionate and compassionate, curious and clever, driven by a common purpose towards a common goal.
I found my passion.
I found purpose.
We are Carson-Newman.
What will you find?
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Back at the Vic, Carson-Newman leads 4-0 after 3.5 here on the Eagle Sports Network. Reagan Hens back out there to face Kennedy Warder as Warder grounds his one left side foul to the left of the third base bag. Only 2 hits for either side so far. They both come off the bat of the Eagles. 2 RBIs single by Brooklyn Lucero, then a 2-run home run to move Macaulay Bailey solely possession into third place all time on the Carson-Newman home run leaders, 32 in her career. As Hintz wheels and deals the 0-1 to Warder. It's on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count 0-2. Both pitchers have been solid so far. Hintz through 3 has walked 5, but she's held the Eagles just 4 runs through the first couple innings as Warder skies this one high left side and foul. And the count remains 0-2. Warder, Martin, and Brooks do up 7, 8, and 9 before we head back to the top for Sienna Cameron. Bottom of the order for the Eagles, 7 through 9. 0 for 3 so far this afternoon as Warder looks to get aboard here in a 0-2 count with Reagan Hintz. Fires home in the turf, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, bases empty, nobody out for the senior to Harrodsburg, Kentucky, Kennedy Warder. As Hintz looks home. Fires a 1-2. Warder lines it left side, foul again to the left of the third base bag, and the count remains 1-2. Eagles win today against Concord. The 18-5 victory has become the largest Carson-Newman win over Concord. Previously a 9-1 win in 2013. That has since been surpassed with the 13-run rule victory today as Warder awaits the 1-2. It's up and in. Count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, no one out for Warder. Stands back in from the right side. Hintz gets a call behind the plate from Schulter and fires home the 2-2 just off the plate, ball 3, and the count's full. Hintz toes the rubber, gets a call from Schulter behind home plate. Fires home the payoff pitch to Kennedy Warder. Warder grounds it left side, stays alive, and she fouls it off, and the count remains full. 4 runs on 2 hits for Carson-Newman. The Eagles have stranded 2. Concord only with 1 base runner against their freshman Lorelei Spradlin. It was a 1 walk by Spradlin. Other than that, she's been flawless through her first 4 innings in the Eagle uniform. As Hintz readies to deliver the next payoff to Warder. Inside corner called strike 3 as Kennedy Warder goes down on strikes for the first out of the home half of the 4th. Second punch out for Hintz. And she'll square off with Abby Martin with 1 down. Nice pitch right on the inside corner of the plate from Reagan Hintz as Martin watches up and in for ball 1. Base is empty for the Gadsden, Alabama native Abby Martin, who hit .303 a season ago. 1 for 5 so far this weekend. As a 1-0 skied high to shallow right, charging in Jamerson, lays out, can't make the grab. Martin rounding first, heading for 2. She'll pull up right there with a double to shallow right field. Martin was thinking 2 right off the bat. Looked like that one was going to be trouble, and it was. Nice effort by Jamerson and right to try and get there, but couldn't make the shoestring grab. Abby Martin aboard with her second hit of the season, her first extra base hit. And Trinity Brooks will stand in from the left side with 1 away. Brooks 2 for 3 so far this season, 0 for 1 here in game 2. She's walked twice, she scored 1 with 1 extra base hit. As she awaits the first pitch, it's a called strike on the outer edge of the hand of Reagan Hintz, and the count 0-1. Martin in scoring position for the Eagles off Carson-Newman's 3rd hit here in game 2. As Hintz fires home the 0-1, it's low. The count is ball and strike. Brooks struck out in her first at-bat. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Reagan Hintz through 3 1/3. As she fires home the 1-1, it's painted on the outer edge for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away with Martin standing on second base after the 1-out double down the right field line. As Hintz gets the signal, wheels and fires the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Martin taking off for 3rd. She dives in safely. The ball nicks away from Lewis, but she's able to get back to it with help of Alina Giles in left. Stolen base for Abby Martin, but Trinity Brooks down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon, and there's 2 down. I'll bring us back to the top of the lineup. Sienna Cameron back up for her 3rd at-bat. She's 0 for 2. 3 for 9 so far here throughout the first 2 games. She awaits the first pitch. It's outside and low for ball 1. 4-0 Eagles with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. 4 runs on 3 hits for Carson-Newman. Nothing doing so far for Concord here in game 2. As a 1-0 home to Cameron. Watched on the outer part of the plate. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Martin on third after stealing third base on the Trinity Brooks strikeout. As Cameron awaits the 1-0. It's outside the count. It's 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to the lefty Sienna Cameron. As it misses outside, count 3 balls and a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 down with a runner on third and Abby Martin. As Hintz fires home the 3-1 pitch. It's outside, ball 4. Sienna Cameron aboard for the first time here in game 2, and she'll give way to Hayden Dye with runners on the corners and 2 away. As we'll see a visit to the circle. Alyssa Morris coming out to have a chat with her pitcher Reagan Hintz. Solid job so far from Hintz. She's only allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, and 6 walks are the thing that stands out in the stat line, but she struck out 3, and she's kept this game relatively within reach for Concord. The offense just hasn't been able to get anything going so far. She allowed 12 hits so far in her first 2 appearances. A lot of them came yesterday against Kentucky State. In that 7th inning, after the Thoroughbreds were down 4-0, hadn't really gotten anything going most of the day. Only had 2 hits in that game, but rattled off 7 runs to take the lead over Concord and eventually hold on to win that game 7-5. Visit concludes between Morris and Hintz as she'll stay in the circle to face the dangerous Hayden Dye. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Dye stands in with 2 down. Cameron on first, a stolen base threat with Martin on the opposite corner at third. First pitch home. Dye watches it low for ball 1. Bailey on deck, Anderson in the hole. For Carson-Newman with 2 down in the bottom half of the 4th. Hintz wheels and delivers. Cameron takes off for second. The throw offline to third, checking on Abby Martin, and Martin's going to race home to score. A costly error by the catcher, Schulter. Knew Cameron was going to get into second safely. Tried to check back on Abby Martin, but a throwing error on Schulter puts Martin at home. It's 5-0 Carson-Newman and a 2-0 count to Hayden Dye. Pitch home is on the inner half. A called strike and the count 2-1. First error for Concord here in game 2 as Cameron stands on second after the stolen base. And Hintz wheels and fires a 2-0 in the turf. Ball 3. 3-1 count to Hayden Dye after she took a pitch on the inner part of the plate. Righty stands back in. Hintz fires home inside, ball 4. 7th walk of the day for Reagan Hintz. Back-to-back walks. It makes it first and second with 2 away from Macaulay Bailey. In her last at-bat, launched a 2-run home run, second home run of the day, and moved her into sole possession of 3rd place on the Carson-Newman all-time home run leaders. With 32 in her career, 2 this season, had 15 and 15 in her freshman and sophomore seasons. The first pitch home to Bailey. Outside and low for ball 1. 1 for 1 is Bailey here in game 2. She's 3 for 5 overall with 6 RBIs through 2.5 games. As Hintz step off. Cameron on second, Dye on first after back-to-back walks to extend this inning for Carson-Newman's offense. The 1-0 home to Bailey. Watches it across the heart of the plate for a called strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1-1 the count as Hintz fires home to Bailey. Watches it low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with runners on first and second for Carson-Newman, leading 5-0. Bailey represents the run rule run at the plate. As a pitch fired home is low, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Reagan Hintz to Macaulay Bailey. As Hintz fires home the 3-1 pitch, Bailey clubs it towards short off the chest of Lewis. Bailey racing to first, and she's in there in time. Everybody safe on the fielding error by Lacey Lewis at shortstop. Cameron races to third, Dye to second, and Bailey aboard at first. Santana Anderson with the bases loaded. An opportunity to send this game into run rule territory as head coach Michael Graves is going to pinch run for Macaulay Bailey, it seems. It's an important run standing on first. If whoever comes in to pinch run for Macaulay Bailey scores, will officially be back in run rule territory for the 3rd consecutive game. The Eagles beat Kentucky State 8-0 in Game 1 in 5 innings. And then earlier this afternoon, an 18-5 victory over Concord. No game so far this year has gone longer than 5 innings for the Eagles. As Taylor Erb takes over on first, the freshman out of Waxhaw, North Carolina. Santana Anderson awaits the first pitch. It's high for ball 1. And the count of ball and no strikes. Coach Graves knows the significance of that runner on first. So you want to get some more speed out there as Anderson awaits the 1-0. It's on the inside corner, and the count, a ball and a strike. Erb on first, Dye on second, Cameron on third. Here with 2 down as Hintz looks for a big out, number 3, to keep this a 5-run ball game, the 1-1. Anderson watches it up and in. The count, 2 balls and a strike. Brooklyn Lucero awaits on deck, 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI single. And Winter Morris 0 for 2 here in Game 2 in the hole. The 2-1 to Anderson. She grounds it left side to third. McCord scoops it up and takes it to third herself for out number 3. So only 1 despite having the bases loaded for Carson-Newman in the 4th. We head to the 5th. It's 5-0 Eagles here on the Eagles Sports Network.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Lorelei Spradlin back out for the 5th. She's been nothing short of excellent here in her first action in a Carson-Newman uniform. 4 innings, no hits, no earned runs, a walk and 4 strikeouts, only facing 13 batters through 4 full innings of work. As she's back out for the 5th. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagle Sports Network as Kendall Morgan will lead things off. The 5th inning. It'll be Morgan, Giles, and Hollis due up for Concord. Kendall Morgan, the matchup last season against Carson-Newman, had a couple hits as she pumps this one on the wall over the head of Sienna Cameron. The throw back in is offline, not in time, and that's the first Concord hit of this second game of action. It's a leadoff double for Kendall Morgan, and she's in the scoring position for the Mountain Lions. At that point, talking about last year, Kendall Morgan was an impact player against the Eagles. She knocked in 3 runs on 1 hit. in the 9-7 Concord loss last season, making an impact here in Game 2 and cracking the hit column for Concord. Michael Graves having a discussion with the home plate umpire. We'll see what changes made here. As Spradlin threw 4 full innings. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change, but what a great start from Lorelei Spradlin. 4 strong innings, allows 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and leaves the game with responsible for the runner on second and Kendall Morgan, who doubled to lead off the inning. See, the new arm is for Carson-Newman. On the other side, it's 5-0 Eagles here on the top of the 5th here on the Eagles Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
New arm for the Eagles. It's Marion Waterman making her debut for Carson-Newman, the North Alabama and Lipscomb transfer, with her first action here in Mossy Creek, with a runner on second, inheriting the double by Kendall Morgan. Lorelei Spradlin exits after 4 full innings of work, allowing just 1 hit with 4 strikeouts, but is responsible for Kendall Morgan on second. Marion Waterman out of Oakdale, California. Looks to be an impact player for Carson-Newman this season. She'll face Alina Giles here with nobody out and a runner on second. First pitch for Waterman is an off-speed pitch, just a bit low for ball 1. Waterman, last season for North Alabama, appeared in 4 games in relief, pitched 3 2/3 innings. Highlight performance was inning and 2/3 against Troy in a 7-4 win for the Lions. As a 1-0 pitch from Waterman home is at the bottom of the zone for a call and strike, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Giles in the box with a chance to crack the run column for Concord for the first time here in Game 2. Eagles lead 5-0. Some solid offense and really productive start from Lorelei Spradlin. 1-1 chopped foul, the count a ball and 2 strikes. Marion Waterman dealing to Alina Giles with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Madison Hollis on deck. She was another player that made an impact last year for Concord in the matchup with Carson-Newman. Pitched in the second game and also tallied 2 hits for the Mountain Lions in that 9-7 loss against the Eagles in 2024. The 1-2 home from Waterman. Giles watches it low, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out for the Concord offense. Here in the 5th. Waterman wheels and fires at 2-2. This one's lifted to right. Anderson back on it. She'll make the play as Morgan tags from second, throw to third. Is offline, pulls Bailey off the bag. And Morgan goes second to third. But Anderson records the first down of the frame. Here's Madison Hollis with a runner on third and 1 out, looking to help Concord get at least a run on the board here in the 5th. As Waterman looks home. Peeks at her wrist, gets the call, and readies to fire the first pitch to Hollis. Waterman wheels and deals the first pitch. It's at the bottom of the zone for a called strike. Morgan Gleason awaits on deck. Kayla Schulter in the hole. Bottom of the order 0 for 2 this afternoon. Just a second trip through the Concord lineup as Lorelei Spradlin did a really nice job keeping the Mountain Lions at bay through her 4 innings of work. As the 0-1 pitch is chopped foul off the bat of Hollis. And the count 0-2. Only 2 at-bats for Hollis this season. She's 0 for 2, 0 for 1 here in this game. Had a at-bat in the first game against Kentucky State. As Waterman fires a 0-2 pitch home. It's low, ball 1. And the count moves a ball and 2 strikes. Important inning here for Concord to try and get on the board. First time the Mountain Lions have had a runner in scoring position today, as Morgan leads off with a double and it's moved over to third on the fly out off the bat of Alina Giles. As a 1-2 pitch, swung on a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout in a Carson-Newman uniform for Marion Waterman, and there's 2 down. I'll bring in Morgan Gleason with 2 down. As Waterman fires the first pitch home, Gleason watches at the bottom of the zone for a called strike, and the count 0-1. Waterman looking to strand the runner on third and let us officially close the book on Lorelei Spradlin's first start in her freshman season for Carson-Newman. As Waterman deals the 0-1 home, Gleason watches it low in the turf for ball 1. If things stand as they are, Lorelei Spradlin would have 4 innings of scoreless ball, allowing just 1 hit, striking out 4. She is responsible for the runner on third, so we'll have to wait just a moment to close the door on her performance. As Waterman fires home, a called strike, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Gleason. She's 0 for 6 this season, yet to get a hit. She has walked 3 times. As Waterman fires home, it's washed up and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Concord with the runner on third, trailing 5-0, just 1 hit for Concord. Through 4 2/3 of offensive work, Carson-Newman 5 runs on 3 hits. As Waterman fires home the 2-2, Gleason watches it low, ball 3. Schulter awaits on deck from the top of the order, and Christy McCord in the hole. For the Mountain Lions, chance to get on the board here in the 5th. After keeping Carson-Newman away from making it a run rule ball game, had the bases loaded with 2 away. As Waterman fires home the payoff, it's low, ball 4. Runners on the corners now as Waterman walks Gleason with 2 down. And Kayla Schulter will have a chance with 2 away in the top of the 5th. With 1 swing of the bat, this game could get a lot more interesting as Kayla Schulter looks to produce some runs for Concord with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Morgan on third. Gleason on first as she walks for the 4th time early in this season. Waterman fires the first pitch home. Schulter grounds it towards short, gets off the glove of Dye. It will score Morgan and advance Gleason to second, and it's 5-1. We're going to rule it a single initially, a hard hit ball off the bat of Kayla Schulter for her 2nd hit of the year as it stands. That moves Gleason to second, and Concord's on the board in the top of the 5th. See if Concord can do a little bit of what Carson-Newman did in the first game. The Eagles trailed 4-0 and 5-1 and eventually erased that deficit. Concord with a 5-1 deficit here in game 2 as McCord at the plate, check swing. I got to check if she went. She did not. And the count, ball and no strikes. So the runner that scored will be credited to Lorelei Spradlin's line. So she does allow 1 earned run in her Carson-Newman debut. Nonetheless, very nice outing for Lorelei Spradlin. As we can close the door on her line. The 1-0 home to McCord is slapped foul to the left side. And the count, a ball and a strike. Schulter on first after the infield single, and Gleason on second. With McCord in the box, Jamerson's on deck. Rains in the hole for the Concord Mountain Lions, trailing 5-1, but a chance to cut further into this deficit with 2 down. Waterman looks home. Fires home the 1-1 pitch. It's low in the turf, and they count 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 down. Runners on first and second for Concord as Waterman looks to keep this a 4-run advantage for the Eagles and let the offense get back to work. As she fires a 2-1 home, it's low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. With Blake Jamerson awaiting on deck, the freshman had that big hit yesterday against Kentucky State, has been quiet since. If she gets up, she'll have a chance to make a big impact here in game 2, the 3-1. On the outside corner, strike 2. Full count for Marion Waterman to Christy McCord in a big spot here in this ball game. 5-1 Eagles, but 2 runners aboard for Concord here in the top of the 5th inning. Waterman takes a peek at her wrist, ready to fire the payoff home to McCord. The pitch slapped foul over the top of the Concord dugout, and the count remains full. A battle here between McCord and Waterman, who's 1 for 4. The couple games she's played so far this year, she struck out twice today, and she's in a 3-2 battle with Marion Waterman. The next payoff home, slapped foul. Bailey gives chase, almost makes a grab over her shoulder, but it goes foul, and McCord continues to battle. Count remains full to Christy McCord, the true freshman out of Maryville. Getting the start at third here in game 2. Awaits the next 3-2 offering for Marion Waterman. Gleason on second, Schulter on first. The next 3-2. Skied high left side. Brooks takes a couple steps in and makes the play on the run for out number 3. Waterman wins the battle with McCord, and Concord held to just 1 in the 5th. We enter the bottom half. It's 5-1 Carson-Newman here on the Eagle Sports Network.
This is Carson-Newman men's basketball alum Taylor Hawkins. I want to help your family secure its financial future. I'm with Modern Woodman Financial Planning, where we touch lives and secure futures. Let Modern Woodman protect your family's financial security through life insurance, retirement planning, and financial services. You can contact me, Taylor Hawkins, at cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. That's cneagles.com/Modern Woodman. Help secure your family's financial future through Modern Woodman Financial Planning.
The #1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear is shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shopseeandeagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
Reagan Hintz back out for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Concord cuts on the Carson-Newman advantage just a little bit with 1 run in the top half of the 5th. But Carson-Newman still leads 5-1 with Brooklyn Lucero to lead things off in the top half of the 5th, or the bottom half of the 5th inning, excuse me. 2 hits in the top half for Concord to break the goose egg in the hit column. Take a look at Lorelei Spradlin's final line here in a moment as Brooklyn Lucero steps in with no one on and no one out. Hot start for Lucero, 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs so far through the first couple games as she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Talked about her outburst through the middle to the end of the season last year. Hit .368 in conference play and really put the conference on notice after hitting just .182 in February. She turned it up a notch once conference play rolled around, and she takes on the inside corner for strike 1. As of right now, no slow start for Brooklyn Lucero so far. She has 4 hits this weekend and 1 here in game 2. 2 RBI single to get Carson-Newman on the board. It's a 1-1 pitch from Hintz. High and in. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Looking at the box score, 2 costly errors for Concord here in game 2. And fair share of walks. 7 walks today dealt by Reagan Hintz as Lucero pops one out to shallow left. Lewis over the shoulder lays out to make the grab for out number 1. What a play from the Mountain Lions shortstop on a ball that looked to be trouble off the bat of Lucero. She takes away another hit from Brooklyn Lucero and records the first out of the inning. Here's Winter Morris after a 5 RBI game 1, 0 for 2 here in game 2. She watches the first pitch low for ball 1. 3 hits for Morris through this weekend. Had the run rule walk-off hit yesterday. And 5 RBIs this afternoon. Next pitch to Morris is corked through the right side, foul. As Morgan gave chase in foul ground. Couldn't get there in time. Count 1-1 and Winter Morris. The sophomore to Crozet, Virginia, has been an impact player so far through the first couple games of this season. Awaits the 1-1. She skies it high left side, right back to Lewis. A little bit of an easier play for Lacey Lewis in shallow left field as she puts it away for the second out. Here's Kennedy Warder with 2 down. Bases empty for the Eagle backstop. As Hintz wheels and delivers the first pitch. Warder grounds it left side, right back to Lacey Lewis, who throws to first in time for the third out. Warder thought she was safe, but call on the field is out, and Lewis records all 3 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Eagles go down 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the 6th. It's 5-1 Carson-Newman here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Tri-Lite is proud to support Carson-Newman Athletics. We salute the student athletes who are working hard to make great things happen on the field, in the classroom, and in the world. It takes vision, commitment, and teamwork, qualities we share at Tri-Lite. Our mission is to provide life-changing opportunities by building a world-class fiber broadband network. If you'd like to learn more, please visit trilite.net or call us at 833-847-0824.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Back for the top half of the 6th, Carson-Newman leads Concord 5-1 here on the Eagle Sports Network as Marion Waterman back out in the circle. She'll face off with Blake Jamerson, Courtney Raines, and Lacey Lewis due up. Talk Jamerson and her 2 RBI hit yesterday. She's been quiet since, 1 for 10 so far this season, her freshman campaign, as Marion Waterman waits for Kennedy Warder to get ready to go as we're just about to get underway here in the 6th. Update from Carson-Newman baseball. It's a 4-apiece between Carson-Newman and King. The Eagles looking for the sweep to start the season. Had a dominant performance yesterday, 17-0 and 9-5 in that doubleheader. But in Game 3, it's been a little bit different as Jamerson takes the first pitch of the inning to left for a base hit, a leadoff single for the freshman. Second hit of the season for her. And quick work to start top of the 6th. That brings in Courtney Raines, 0 for 2 here in Game 2. A fly out to center and a strikeout against Lorelei Spradlin. As Courtney Raines stands in from the right side. Jamerson on first with nobody out. Waterman deals the first pitch to Raines, dribbles it right back to the circle. Waterman scoops it up to second for 1 to first in time for a double play. 1-6-3. Waterman and Dye turn it as Rains a bang-bang play at first. Called out, and there's 2 away. Really close play there at first. But quickly, 2 away for the Carson-Newman defense. Here's Lacey Lewis. She's fouled out to first twice here in this second game and looks to rally this Concord offense here in the 6th. First pitch home is low and away for ball 1. Count of ball and no strikes. Base is empty for Concord with 2 down. As the right-handed Waterman delivers the 1-0. Lewis watched it away. Ball 2. Big turn for Carson-Newman as the Eagles and the Mountain Lions tied up in the hit column, 3 apiece, but the Eagle hits have been more productive. 2-run home run from Macaulay Bailey. The 2 RBI single for Brooklyn Lucero. As pitch home is a called strike. The count 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Waterman looks to complete her second inning of work, allowing 2 hits so far, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Check swing down low and an off-speed pitch. She didn't go around. And it's 3-1. Morgan on deck. She's 1 for 2. As Lewis awaits the 3-1, Waterman gets the call. And fires home the 3-1 pitch. Lewis, a line drive to center. It'll drop right up the middle for a base hit. 2-out knock for Lacey Lewis, her 4th hit of the weekend. And she gives Concord a 2-out base runner for Kendall Morgan. Morgan got Concord's first hit of the day. As we're seeing a pinch runner come out here for Lewis, I believe. Gianna Sloan LeBron will come take her spot on the base pass. Morgan broke Concord in the hit column with a leadoff double to start the 4th. As she prepares to step in, she's 1 for 2, lined out to left, or right, excuse me, and doubled in her last at-bat. She's 4 for 8 this weekend, 2 RBIs, and that double that just mentioned. As Waterman fires the first pitch home, Morgan takes a called strike, and the count 0-1. Runner on first, 2 away for the Concord offense, trailing 5-1. Here in the final game of the Eagle Invitational, Carson-Newman's controlled it most of the way as a 0-1 pitch is low and in. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Again, come on out to the Vic on Wednesday, a doubleheader where the Leaf Flames will come to town for 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock first pitches before the Eagles head on the road this weekend to Johnson City, Tennessee. As a 1-1 pitch is fouled back. Count moves a ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Sloan LeBron aboard first. Pinch running for Lacey Lewis, who knocked a 2-out single up the middle. As Waterman fires the 1-2 home, Morgan fouls it back and stays alive. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Waterman looking for her second scoreless frame with the next 1-2. Off-speed grounded left side and foul left to Macaulay Bailey at third. And Morgan continues to fight in the box. Alina Giles awaits on deck. Madison Hollis in the hole as Concord looks to continue to rally, trailing 5-1. Had a little bit of an opportunity to dig into the lead even more in the 4th. Couldn't do so, but with a runner on first and 2 away, going to keep things rolling. Morgan swings and misses down low, strike 3, and Waterman ends the frame. 2 strikeouts for Marion Waterman through 2 innings, and Carson-Newman's lead remains 5-1. We head to the bottom of the 6th here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman Athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeingEagles.com. Visit today.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Back here on the Eagles Sports Network, bottom six, Eagles look to pad the lead a little bit more before we head to the seventh. As Abby Martin will lead things off. Ryan Wilkes with you here on the Eagles Sports Network. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday afternoon on a beautiful day in Jefferson City. Perfect blue skies. Little cloud cover this morning, but that's since cleared out. A beautiful day for softball, about 60 degrees here at the Vic as Martin watches the first pitch from Hintz up and in for ball one. Martin 2 of 6 this weekend. 2 RBIs, 1 hit here in game 2. It was a double. As she awaits the 1-0 from Reagan Hintz. Pitch home is lined past the shortstop Lewis, and it's a base hit for Abby Martin. Her second hit here in game 2. She's 2 for 3. It's a nice piece of hitting from Abby Martin. Lined it through the left side, right in between the 5-6 hole. And we'll see a pinch hitter here. It's Mari Robbins to step in. She'll pinch hit for Trinity Brooks. With a runner on first and nobody out. First pitch home from Hintz. Robbins squared to bunt, pulled back. Martin taking off once she saw it in the turf. And she steals second. Stolen base for Abby Martin. And Robbins up a ball and no strikes in the count. Hintz now at 96 pitches on the afternoon through 5 innings of work. She's allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 7 walks is a 1 crooked number in her line as Robbins takes low. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Martin on second after the single and the stolen base. And Robbins seeing her first cuts here on Sunday. Went 1 for 2 yesterday. Had the single down the left field line. As a 2-0 pitch home, up and in. Ball 3. Head coach Michael Graves talked a lot about Robbins' speed after the game yesterday. Can't do much with Martin standing in front of her if she gets aboard, but still something to watch if a ball's hitting the gap. As a 3-0 pitch home from Robbins, take all the way. Called strike on the inner half. And the count moves 3 balls and 1 strike. Abby Martin on second base. She's up to 4 stolen bases already through this weekend. She's 4 for 4. As a 3-1 home to Robbins is low and in, ball 4. Speed on the base pass for the Eagles. Martin and Robbins both aboard. For Carson-Newman, first and second for Sienna Cameron. Hitless in game 2, 0 for 2. Has grounded out to third, flew out to left, and she walked her last time at the plate. 3 for 9 this weekend as Cameron swings and misses up high for strike 1. Cameron represents the run rule run at the plate. Well, not quite. Be a 7-run lead if Cameron came in to score. She squares the bump but pulls back. Martin pump fake to take off for third, but pulls back. As the count moves, ball and strike. First and second for the Eagles. Robbins on first, Martin on second. Pitch home to Cameron is blown away. Ball 2. Hayden Dye on deck. Macaulay Bailey in the hole. Nobody out. Here in the bottom half of the 6th. Hintz wheels and delivers. Cameron squares the bunt, pulls back. Martin now caught him between second and third, but nobody home at the second base bag, so Martin easily trots back to second. As Cameron stands back in. Here's the next pitch to Sienna Cameron. She slaps it to left center. That's going to drop over the head of Gleason. Martin rounds third. She'll score. Robbins right on her tail. And Cameron's trucking for third. The throw offline. Gets away. Cameron's going to stay put as Robbins and Martin come in to score. And it's 7-1. A 2 RBI triple for Sienna Cameron. Her 4th hit of the weekend. And it brings in 2. Here's Hayden Dye. She now represents the run rule run for Carson-Newman. Cameron on third, as now time is called. We're going to see a change, I believe. Or maybe everybody's just coming in here to have a discussion with Alyssa Morris. Important situation here. Carson-Newman trying to climb back into run rule territory for the 3rd time in 3 tries. 2 run rule victories, an 8-0 win over Kentucky State, an 18-5 5-inning victory in Game 1 against Concord, and threatening to do so here again in Game 3. 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Carson-Newman can push it to that decisive 8 runs with Hayden Dye at the plate. Check in some South Atlantic Conference scores while we have a moment. Another big day of action in the South Atlantic Conference, a loaded weekend. Lenore Ryan dropped 2 games, in danger of dropping a 3rd. This afternoon they trail St. Leo 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Tiffin takes down Emory and Henry 10-8 earlier this afternoon. Catawba up 9-3 on Augusta in the bottom of the 7th. Hayden Dye at the plate. Sienna Cameron on third base as Hint stays in the ball game. As she fires home the first pitch to Dye, low and in for ball 1. 7-1 Eagles. It's been a little bit of a more dispersed offensive outing here in Game 2. 7 runs on 5 hits as Dye dribbles this one left side. Diving stab by Lewis, comes up throwing a first offline, pulls Morgan off the bag, and I believe it'll be an infield single for Hayden Dye. Great stab by Lewis. But the throw just offline, trying to get Dye at first, and now the run rule run is on base. Macaulay Bailey, who's had an incredible day, 2 home runs for her, steps up with runners on the corners and nobody out. Hintz fires home. Bailey lines this one to right center. It'll drop in the gap. Dye rounds second. She'll head for third. Bailey heading for second. Hayden Dye gets the green light. Throw cut off and right. Throw home. Offline. Not in time. And Carson-Newman wins this one 9-1. 3 run rule victories for Carson-Newman in 3 tries. 8-0 over Kentucky State. 18-5 over Concord in Game 1. And 9-1 here in Game 2. Carson-Newman finishes the weekend 3-0. Macaulay Bailey cashes in 2 on a 2 RBI double to add to her 2 home run day. And the Eagles end the weekend 3-0. That will conclude our coverage here from the Eagle Invitational. Carson-Newman closes things out, takes down Concord in 2 games, and defeats Kentucky State on Saturday. We'll be back here Wednesday afternoon, 1 o'clock first pitch. The Lee Flames come to town as the Eagles look to stay perfect early in the 2025 campaign. That'll do it. Ryan Wilkes here on the Eagles Sports Network. I'll talk to you Wednesday. Lee comes to town to take on the Eagles. Talk to you then here on the Eagles Sports Network.